Yes! Hello, Arsenal Futurites. How you doing out there? Don't forget to smash a like on the videos. We made 189 videos. Wow. We took 7 months out because we had issues with our team. And don't forget to, of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. We're here to talk about Arsenal, the review of the match at the weekend against Nottingham Forest, a 3-0 win against Nottingham Forest. And this is a brief review of the match. We like to give a review of all the matches we play and all the competitions and plus previews as well. So go back and watch the reviews and watch the previews of the last. If you want to go back to the last couple of seasons, you can. It's all there, you know. Of course, so yeah, we won, and the good thing is about the game against Nottingham Forest, the win against Nottingham Forest, is that our squad, uh, which has been called into question many times over the years, now finally Arsenal have a big squad, have a not only a big squad but a strong squad. We've got at least you know two good players in every position. This reminds me back to the Invincible days when we had a good squad of 25 strong players. And now Arsenal back to those days again. And so we won by 3 goals to 0, as I said, against Forest. You should know by now. I mean, Martin Zubimendi, what a player he is. I remember watching him a few times for Sociedad on cable TV, and I always thought he looked very small at Sociedad. But he's like he looked like a giant against Forest on Saturday. His first goal was a cracking goal from the edge of the box. Apparently, he's never scored a goal outside the box before. That's the first time the goal against Forest, the first goal against Forest, he scored from outside the box. It was a cracking goal from a corner, not back, and then he just came in and smashed it in. Brilliant goal, 1-0 Arsenal. Then a minute into the second half, you know, I can't do the Batman because I'm holding the phone with one hand. At the moment, we have to use the phone because the PC's packed away because I've moved and I still haven't unpacked my PC since I've got here. But we'll be back to normal soon. But that's no excuse. And so Victor Gokris, the mask man, I've got to use one hand and do it. It's not quite the same. But yeah, he scored his goal 1 minute into the second half. And I remember listening to, I think it was Curtis Shaw, my good friend. And don't forget to tune in to Curtis Shaw. Go and subscribe to him. He's got over 100,000 subscribers. He was saying that Arsenal, I mean, Victor Gokres has got to be scored against teams like Forest. Teams like, not lower league teams, but, lower division teams, but teams who are not who are going to be in the top sort of like 6 or 7 to rack up his goal rally. Because we know that the likes of Ireland will score a lot of goals. And of course, Isaac when he gets running at Liverpool. So if he was to be up in the scoring charts, he's got to be scoring against the likes of Forest, the likes of Bournemouth, Brentford, etc., etc. And as soon as Curtis said that, 1 minute into the second half, bang, there you go. That's his third goal of the season. He scored a goal in pre-season against Atletico Bilbao, who we're actually playing later on today. I'm going to be doing a review of that match a bit later on, so look out for that one. But yes, it's good to get his goal, Victor, 2-0 Arsenal. And then with about 12 minutes before full time, upsets Martin Zubimendi again to score his second goal. Brace for Arsenal. Wow, that's just a good header from a cross into the box, and he just headed it in. But I'm very happy with how the team played. We'll get bigger tests because Forest are a good side, but we'll get some bigger tests coming up. At the Emirates, we get the likes of Spurs, the likes of Chelsea. I suppose when we play Liverpool in the return game, and the likes of Man City we've got next week on Sunday. Next week Sunday, we'll be doing a big match preview for that if we can. Look out for that. Stay tuned. Keep your notifications on. Subscribe to the channel. Send a like. Leave your comments down below. Share the videos if you can. I'll very much appreciate that if you can do so. And help us to grow the channel. Because we need you. You need us. We need you. But we need you more than you need us. Put it that way. And thank you for those of you who have subscribed thus far. For those of you who've left your comments. Some of you have left some nice comments. And email me as well, personally, to thank me for what I do. So I really, really appreciate that. I say blessings to all of you who've done that already. Thank you so much. And and yeah, and so we're onwards and upwards for Arsenal. Of course, Liverpool got a 1-0 win against Burnley, a last minute penalty in injury time, or should I say last minute, as deep into stoppage time penalty from Mo Salah. Liverpool, very lucky team because the week before we went there, well, actually, it was actually a couple of weeks before because last week was international. The week before that, we went there and we lost 1-0. With about a few minutes to go, with a bullet from Dominic Szoboszlai. So Liverpool are just scraping through at the moment. But Liverpool have always been that sort of club. They've always been a lucky club and a lucky team. And that's what we're going to be up against because Liverpool know how to get themselves over the line. We don't quite know how to do that just yet. But Liverpool and City before them, and even in the years when Man United were dominating, remember we used to call it Fergie time, when they used to score last minute goals, or they used to get an extra 5 minutes of stoppage time. We didn't know where that time came from. Then they would always score a goal or two in those long injury times they got, which we never knew how they got from to win the match or to draw the match. So we're not so lucky. So we need to somehow find our own luck. You know, I think we need a, I think what we need is divine intervention. But we have to win a trophy this year, and we're going to talk about this some more another time. But this has been a great review of the match between Arsenal and Nottingham Forest. Arsenal 3, Nottingham Forest 0. Keep liking, keep subscribing, keep sharing. And all I'm going to say is, Christian Mosquera, well played, my son. You came in for one of the best centre halves in the world in William Saliba, and you never looked at a place. Just same up at Anfield as well when he came off. I think with about 15 minutes gone, and then Mascara came on. Imagine coming on for one of the best defenders in the world. You're up at Anfield, one of the probably the toughest away ground to play at for any team in the world, and you just you look like you've been playing the game for years, and that's the kind of quality we have in our squad. So I'm so happy about that. We found another gem. It reminds me of Wenger days when Wenger used to go around and get these young players and bring them to the club. And then before was this, and all of a sudden that player would star and then eventually become like an Arsenal legend. The likes of Nicolas Anelka springs to mind. Patrick Vieira. I'm not saying that Moscow is that level, but if he becomes that type of level of player, then we've got a real star on our hands. Anyway, my guys, you take care of yourselves. Keep liking, keep sharing, keep subscribing, and I'll see you a bit later on for the preview of the game against Atletico Bilbao in the Champions League. Adios. Take care. Bye.